Ah yes, the endgame. The most important aspect of a looter shooter, and the one that apparently always sucks. But does Outriders have the endgame that will sustain their player base? This is what we'll be looking at in this video. Recent games such as Godfall, Marvel's Avengers, and Anthem lacked any real endgame. Alright, Anthem didn't have a middle or beginning, but you know what I mean. Players are worried that the same fate could happen with Outriders, but for some reason I have a different feeling with this game. The dev team has been very transparent in what they're doing, and it just feels like this game is going to be well thought out and deliver. So the endgame of Outriders works like this. After the 30-hour main campaign, which I just want to say is actually pretty long, and that's not even doing all the side quests, but after you finish the main story, you unlock a new station, and you begin grinding the in-game content called expeditions. There will be 15 expeditions in total, but people can fly are being very secretive about what the final one is. The good news is though is that there won't be any recycled content, and these expeditions will have their own new challenges and stories for them. The question is though, will 15 of these actually be enough in the long term? These to me are going to be comparable to Destiny strikes, and those get boring really quickly after running the same one 3 times a day. And this is the obvious issue. If these are meant to be the in-game content, is it going to be enough? Outriders isn't a live service game, which means the devs aren't adding anything to it. This is it. They did mention if it's received well though, they might make an expansion, but that's not important right now. It's going to be a lengthy grind as well. The character level is 30, but gear and weapons will cap at level 50. Now, the most obvious comparison to this is to Diablo. It's basically like their rift grinding. You're going to grind the gear, make your character better, slightly move up a tier, repeat, repeat, and repeat. This is going to be the endgame in Outriders. You start with Expedition 1, grind until you get higher level gear, move up to the next one, and so on and so on. The gear drops in Expeditions though don't drop until you complete it, and you do get bonuses if you complete them faster. I do like this idea as well. It will force players who want the best gear and time to create the best possible builds, and to not camp. And that's the cool part about the game. It appears to have an enormous amount of possibilities for builds. This is the draw that I really like about the game. Players will be getting creative to beat these expeditions. But back to the issue. Will players want to grind that much? I mean, Diablo still has their player base that loves to grind, but you expect that from Diablo. We don't really know what to expect from Outriders, but everything I've seen about this game tells me the devs were heavily influenced by Diablo, and they kind of want that same endgame. I think this endgame will work for some, but being honest, if the expeditions are the same fights every time and don't somewhat vary based on difficulty, I can see a lot of players getting bored. The game needs to be challenging, but it really needs to be fun. The fun factor for this game needs to be off the charts. It can't be a dull grind. I'm not the most hardcore grinder, but at least with Destiny, I had fun doing it with my friends and family. My same team wouldn't have fun in Diablo. I feel Outriders needs that laughing and good time feel to the game, which can be tricky to pull off, so I hope People Can Fly can do it. Just something on my wish list though, but I hope the Eye of the Storm expedition, which is the 15th one, is like a 6-player raid. I mean, I highly doubt it, but I think it would be awesome. This game screams coordination, and there's nothing like trying to coordinate with 5 other players to complete a difficult objective with a huge boss fight at the end. This could work with the 3-player setup, but a 6-person raid would be kind of cool, I think. The demo is quickly approaching, and while we won't get a taste of the endgame at all, we can at least get a feel of how the game's going to work overall. And who knows, maybe closer to launch they'll open up and we can try the first one. What are your guys' thoughts on the endgame within Outriders? Do you think it's going to be enough, or is it going to fall flat like the other games before it? If you enjoyed this video, a like would be very appreciated. Stick around for some more videos coming up, and until next time, peace.